Hey everyone, today we are watching Caps and Jankos playing Ivern Rengar Mid and Jungle. So this is Caps in mid lane with the Conqueror Rengar runes. This is his account. This over here is Jankos, G2 jungler, having incredible MSI so far, dominating all of the Asian teams so far. And this is one of the picks they've been playing in Korean SoloQ together. So we're going to spectate this game, see how it works, and see if maybe they're going to pull it out to MSI. In one of the best of fives, maybe? So of course, Ivern Rengar, incredible synergy. Rengar always jumping out of bushes, Ivern can place bushes anywhere, so you often get it in a bot lane duo. I made a video about that on my main channel. But with Ivern Jungle, Rengar Mid, it's a bit different, because you can't always have a bush for Rengar. He has a bit of a harder time in mid lane. You can't be getting 2v2 kills constantly, because Ivern can't be there constantly. You can see Jankos marks his camp spot side, comes mid, still level 1, puts some bushes down. So this should basically help Caps for the rest of the laning phase. Big chunk already at level 1. So I assume that Jankos is just going to try and keep these bushes here constantly. Solo kill attempt, not quite. Anivia still has egg. She can't really walk up though. I feel like every time Jankos finishes a camp, he's just going to come back mid, put these bushes down again. It's always a good line to put the bushes back there. If you put them further up, then enemies can start to use them, but if you have them at the back, it's very hard for enemies to take control of it, especially if you're playing someone who can jump out of them all the time. Caps is not a Rengar player, as far as I know. I don't think he's going to be able to convert this kill. Does he have enough damage yet? Can he get a second stack off? He can. That's the first blood. Damn, that was just empowered E into a root. Caps, of course, having Ignite, going for a bot lane roam. Pretty much as soon as you can get with your Ivern, the better your pick will be. Unfortunately, Jankos kind of running it under tower. The jump. If he puts another one down, can't quite make it. He can, he's going for it, he's running it, he gets it. Worth trade. Soraka. Soraka keeps him alive. Never mind. Perfect. So with the Ivern Rengar bot lane video I made, which was about them hitting Master together, the build that Rengar would go was like a survivability Gore Drinker build. I imagine we're going to see the same from Caps. Assassin Rengar's really good as like a solo queue pick, but first off, higher rank you go, the less kills you get, and also, since you're playing with a guy who can give you lots of shields, you want to extend the fight as much as you can so he can give you more shields, because the enemy jungler can't give any shields since he's a Yi. So like, if there's a damage champion, he wants to finish the fight as fast as possible, but someone who can get a ton of value out of things wants to extend the fight. So like, Ivern wants to press his shield as much as he can, and so we'll probably see a Gore Drinker build here. We got a camp going on, bush put down. Instant root. Another bush put down. Could just jump over the wall if he needed. Nice. Easy kill again. 3-0 already in 5 minutes. I mean, can we really expect Korean solo queue players to be able to stand up against one of the best duos in the world at the moment? Gank coming in. Ivern's still around. Caps loves this empowered bowler. Jump in. Seems to work. Is this a bait? He has double Q still. He's used it. Nope. The shielding. It was enough to get the kill, not enough to keep him alive, unfortunately. Caps out to base, he buys some more AD, back mid lane, Anivia still struggling, only has a tier, crying about how this lane has gone so far. It's a really cool jungle duo, because normally jungle duos are stuff like something that can dive tower easily, like an Elise, for example, and a Vladimir. You pick them together, you can easily go under the enemy tower, use your invulnerabilities, stay safe. Whereas this is like completely changes how Rengar can play laning phase. It changes what Rengar as a champion is. Like Rengar usually, he's immobile, doesn't have any dashes. If he can get to a bush, he's pretty good. He's much more mobile, he can make some outplays. And that, as a fact, pushes him to jungle and pushes him to top lane. He like can't really be in any of the other lanes. Whereas once he's picked with a duo like this, the pick completely changes around. Unfortunately, he takes 2 tower shots and dies to a good counter gank. But Rengar's just like a new champion once he has a bush in his lane. And it's not very difficult for the jungle player either. All he needs to do is be clearing his camps and occasionally go past mid. And then obviously we've seen the ganks working as well. The ganks are very simple. Cap should win this just with Qs. Gank's very simple, just walk in, put a bush down. Rengar jumps in, gets the kill. Is Soraka healing enough? It should be, I think. Rengar ult's coming out for the first time. He can go back in here. Big damage. Another kill. Cleanses the CC. Jumping back in. Oh, the stopwatch. No Samira level 6. This could be like a quadra. This is a quadra kill. Jeez. I'm gonna be honest, I think that fight right there was one of the problems I've seen with Korean solo queue. There's not really a point in the enemies taking that fight, like none of them have a good timing with it. Samira level 5, Leona level 5, even though they got there in time for it. Rengar was just so over-leveled compared to them. If Samira was level 6, easy double kill, but she's level 5, Ezreal's still pushing bot lane that whole time. He bases, he buys his gold drinker, some more AD, very nice. Even MR boots against the Anivia. I think it's pretty good. Just stop all the CC they have. They got a Pantheon point and click as well. Useful. I imagine he should start to roam, probably with his Ivern if he can manage it. I mean, you can notice a little bit one of the weaknesses of this pick is that right now Anivia is sitting underneath tower. Unless Caps decides to press ult and tower dive her, he's not getting a kill mid. He can press ult and go to a different lane, give up his mid prio. He doesn't really have any options at the moment though, maybe bot lane. But if Ivern is not playing with him, he still is struggling. An opportunity has appeared. If the enemy jungler hadn't done anything, Caps also couldn't have done anything. Our boys finally roaming together, they got a crab, they're gonna go for a top dive. No Rengar ultimate, but he has bushes, right? Pretty terrible bush to put down, Caps can't use it until now. Could have placed it a bit closer, good jumps though. Easy kill. Caps' damage, since he's got so many kills already, is already very high, even with this build. As with any good mid laner, ignore your jungler, go back, get your CS. Caps is not helping with that objective, hell no. He's not wasting any time. He wants his 10 CS a minute. Can he catch up? Samira 1 HP, goes for the kill, insta-killed. Does he win this 1v1? He should. He does not. The Yi damage too high. However, it's not all bad because he does manage to buy a full death stance on that base. He just had a lot of gold in his inventory, I think. Back to mid, shoving wave. Rengar's ultimate almost back up again, since he's so pushed ahead. Putting bushes down, Cap says, I guess I'll help my jungler this time. I feel bad for Jankos in this duo, man. Junglers are always like the servants to laners. This is just extra work for him. Gotta gank for him, gotta help him get his lane out, gotta go put bushes down. Are they going for this dive? He has flash up. He doesn't need a bush. Kill, nice. It's crazy how Caps can play Rengar. Like, when would he have got the opportunity to pick this champion ever? He's a mid laner, and if you're playing jungle, your first thought shouldn't be, I'll play some Rengar. He's like actually good at this pick. It reminds me of like when Faker was just playing random stuff like Yi mid and things like that. Just like bringing it out. Olaf mid he played I think at MSI a few years ago. I hope we get to see this duo at MSI. I think that in terms of viability, it's very good at certain things. Usually it's not what the pro players want, unfortunately, from their mid laner. Like when Caps is playing LeBlanc, for example, he can still burst people, but he doesn't have to commit for it, he can always get out. And also picking Rengar mid with Ivern. Ivern doesn't bring that much AP damage, and Rengar doesn't bring any AP damage, of course. So your team comp can get messed up from that. Maybe with an AP bot laner it could work. I think that something like flex Ahri into bot lane and pick this could be an interesting idea, because Ahri's a bit of a dive champion as well. Empowered Q gets blocked. These Yi mechanics. Challenger Yi jungle mechanics. I think they should actually pick it against Buffaloes, because they always lose to Buffaloes anyway. This could be a good, like, if we win with this, the curse is broken kind of pick. Caps based, bought some more AD. I imagine he builds into Starix or something next, that kind of item. Because of situations like this, where he gets instant blown up. This game is not actually won yet. You can definitely see the risk of when Rengar is in a fight and there's no Ivern around to help him with stuff. Rengar always a little bit faster than Ivern. Makes it a bit awkward getting around the map together. Jump goes off though. He's tanky enough, he's hardly taking any damage from this tower. The Death Dance also, Pantheon's not going to do anything to him all game. Pretty good. Steal your jungler's camps, why not? I feel like Jankos is not the kind of player that wants to play with this pick. I feel like if you have this pick on your team, it's the kind of thing where early game might not go amazing, but once they just like start playing together constantly, it feels like you can't lose. As soon as they start grouping up together, Caps with one of his classic plays where he plays way too aggressive and it might even work. Good flash. This poor Anivia, playing 2 versus 1 all game. Grouping up again, some good jumps to get in. You can see the shield spam starting to come out. Caps has taken 0 damage so far in this fight. Another bush to jump over the wall. Samira's alive. No stacks left on Caps. Gold drinker used. It's not enough. Team's still winning the fight though. Caps does not play solo queue just to win games, win LP. He plays solo queue to make lots of plays. We spectated him playing AD Ahri a while ago. I remember a classic moment of him going 1v5 to try and carry, try and turn the game around for his team, when he could have probably not done that and at least dragged the game out a bit longer. It feels like in pro play, Caps is like almost perfect like a lot of the time this year. Haven't really seen any games where he's underperformed. Solo queue is a different thing. He gets all of his int out in solo queue, I guess. It works. Man, Samira is such a fair champion. Press R, kill everyone. Samira is a pretty common pick in Korean solo queue actually. Seen a lot of it in the solo queue streams. It seems that at some point in the game, much like probably most viewers experience, at some point in the game, if she just presses R, she can get multiple kills. And it seems to work even in high elo. Like, for example, against Ezreal. Like, yeah, Ezreal can do great poke damage, but if Samira can get stacked up and go on top of him, Ezreal can't do anything. Caps jumps in from the bush. You see this fight's, like, terrain is completely different to usual. Normally Rengar would never ever want to fight in this spot. But thanks to the Ivern bushes, they have the option to. Will it work? It should. There should be another bush up, right? Ooh. You can't quite reach. There it is, the resets, the jump resets. Any more bushes? Ah, unlucky. Yeah, Rengar would never want to fight in a lane, even. He always wants to fight in jungle and stuff like that. Especially not inside the enemy base. With this combo, as long as there's not a Samira on the other team, you'll be fine. He's got his Black Cleaver now. And some more armor pen, some crits, just some more damage. It's not a full bruiser build. There is no Sterax actually this time. I think he's probably just picking random items, if I'm honest. I don't think it's very planned out. It's pretty good to have the damage though for Samira and Yi. He doesn't really need anything else. It's a bit weird he even got Black Cleaver. I don't know why. I think the play here is just to wait for objectives. And that is what they end up doing. Pretty hard for enemies to face check this. They're all bot lane as well. He's fishing for a kill. When he jumps on someone with this build, it's not going to be a one-shot. That's not really the purpose of this build. You're a bit of a fighter. You're a bit of a frontliner in many ways. You want to be at the front line distracting people, using your bushes, jumping around. I think something like an Irelia is probably a good comparison for what Rengar can do in these fights. Where's the bush, Jankos? Where's the bush? That works. A big clusterfuck of people. Hard for Rengar to get in this fight and do anything. Just gonna split push, fair enough. His Ivern is dead, he has no more jumps. His teammates are doing pretty good though without him even. He has absolutely no way of reaching these champions without flash or bushes. He's just trying to find a way to get his empowered E up. Can't. I don't think the meta game is quite developed of playing against Ivern Rengar yet, but clearly if you kill Ivern, the duo doesn't work anymore. Especially in these awkward situations. Alright, so here we see, once again, sprinting away from Ivern at maximum speed. Ivern should be able to reach him in time to help with this. He's getting destroyed in the 1v1 though. 2v1 is fine. Or 3v1 I guess. Can they get onto Samira? I want to see some good bush placement, Jankos. Put him down so he can jump the wall. There you go. Now we can save Ezreal. Sweet. Another jump. Samira does pop him still though, and Ezreal dies too. Man, don't tell me they're going to lose this game. 22 kills. They pick up Dragon Soul pretty free. Caps even buys Anathemas, I assume for Yi, so he can get the 1v1. Or maybe for Samira, probably not. Samira, if she gets her ult off, she probably just kills everyone anyway. I put it on the Yi. Ezreal ult insta-blocked. Ooh, they found he in the backline though. No one can help him. 5v1. 4v1. Will the bushes help gap close here? Cleansed. Samira earns it. He's taking damage from everyone, still manages to survive, even with just the gold drinker and some healing. Soraka, probably MVP right there. And that should be game. Of course Caps isn't going to end. He's not that kind of player. They're going for this kill. We see in that fight some of the tankiness. I'd like a bit of a tankier build if I'm honest from Caps. They have enough damage on their team in terms of AD. They need AP if anything. Jankos buys a whole Ravadons. 37-minute game, they still manage to come out on top. I do think this pick gets stronger the later the game goes, because you're happy team fighting, it's one of your strongest points. Love to see the adaptation, bring it into the jungle instead of bot lane. Completely mixes up your team comp. I'd say it's a bit more normal of a team when you have Ivern in the jungle instead of bot lane. Will we see this at MSI? Probably not. They played a few games of this, at least in SoloQ. It's an option. I don't think Ivern is a very Jankos champion. I don't think it's a very meta champion either at the moment in pro play, but you never know. Always a good surprise pick to have in your back pocket. Thanks so much for watching.